Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, I'm feeling like going pretty in depth. I've got my voice back. Please bear with me if I do still cough, but here we go. So let's find out what the Twin Collective is working on. What can we see for the feminines at this time? What are the divine feminines working on in these connections? What is the consciousness, the evolution, the block being cleared? What is it? What are the feminines at here? Too many. I'm going to do one card, please, for the feminines. The Ghost Dance. It's a 22 card. What is it that we can know for the feminines regarding the Ghost Dance? So the essence of this card, the Ghost Dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. Let's see what the invitation is. The ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating tragic stories. Step up into the abundance that is offered to you. Receive the gifts of those that have come before you and write a new story for your life. So divine feminines, first off, let me just light a candle. I was already getting the nudge that I'd be lighting a candle, but there we are, divine feminines. So this is about union within with the 22, but it's also about stepping into the abundance offered to you. You don't have to be in ghost energy. Don't forget you can call on the ancestors. It's a beautiful reminder right now that sometimes we can get so caught up in the mundane, in the pursuit of the things that we feel we need to have, these relationships, all of that. Right now we're being asked to take a pause in the energy and really just be grateful for the abundance, the blessing that's available, divine feminines, that you find yourself in a life where you can ponder relationships like that, like this. It's unprecedented in history that there could be so much. Just think of the internet huffle and bluffle, the bustle about the twin dynamic, and that we're all putting this conscious thought into these kinds of things. That's unprecedented. So really just take a moment, honor the ancestors that have come before us. Honor the ancestors that want our success here, that want our success on behalf of their attempts at progress. Generations after generations, find ourselves in these shoes, in these now moments. So this is a time of really looking at what is progress, what is the most beautiful way to look at everything happening in our lives right now from the proper perspective, from a conscious perspective, from a wise perspective. And don't forget, we can honor the river of life. The ancestors are all around us, rooting for these connections, desiring success here for you and your counterpart. What can we see for more context at this time regarding honoring the ancestors, including the ancestors in our conscious understanding of these dynamics, these connections, the healing, the progress? We are getting miracles. Oh, I just heard call on your ancestors for assistance in the miracles of union. Okay, the frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as part of Source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. This is the 33 cards. We've got 22 and 33. This is a beautiful reminder that all of it is the miracle of life. Just being alive, just experiencing this stuff. When was the last time that you remembered how sacred life is? We get so caught up in the ego thinking that we know what this reality is all about. But when was the last time you really took a moment and felt how profound even just being sentient is? Just being aware that you exist. All of this is made possible because we exist. That is a miracle in and of itself. So too, the odds of that are staggering. So too are our dreams being fulfilled. Our lives being filled with these incredible blessings. It's all staggering. I hardly even know what to say next. It's so big. The ancestors are all like jumping around, waving their arms, saying, remember that part of this whole thing. Remember that aspect of it. That's what really matters. So divine feminines, remember the miracle of existence. Don't get caught up in the mundane. None of this is normal because all of it is profound. What else can we see for advice? Self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Remember your value. Remember your worth. Remember this splendor. Remember the profound nature of reality. Remind others. Remind yourself of that. Embody it. Just you being a sentient being who remembers your God self, that should give you profound worth. That's the lottery right there. Remembering yourself that way, divine feminines. Goodness gracious. Okay, let's see what we get for the masculines. Where's my deck? What is it that the divine masculines are experiencing, working on, bringing through, understanding, healing, any level? Thank you, Divine Creator, for showing us what the divine masculines are processing at this time. What is it, divine masculines, we can get for you? Okay. Oh, too many cards keep falling out. I'm waiting for just one. Just one, masculines. Okay, that's one. Yes. Ooh, the Council. Check that card out. Sacred AF. Okay, let's see. 11. So we got a 22, a 33. Here's an 11. The essence of this card. The Council are the luminous beings who hold the collective wisdom of humanity. So the Akash, we got the ancestors and the collective consciousness. They are the ones before whom you will do your life review when you cross into the world of spirit. A life review is when we place our good and our bad deeds on a divine scale and attempt to explain why we did not love or forgive or dare as greatly as we might have. Oh, divine masculine. So you're really looking at living your life under the idea of no regret, doing your best in the moment, really looking at why you didn't go for love or forgive or be as brave as you could have. Know that their wisdom is available to you at all times when you live in a state of yes, in an unconditional relationship with life. They remind you of your place around a sacred fire which has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. You will claim it when you own your inner wisdom. So divine masculines, you're being invited to align fully with who you are. Saw 911. It's an emergency. Your life depends on it, divine masculines, to be who you truly are. The Council has a message for you. Listen with your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall, so look about you and you will discern its meaning. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. Wow, divine masculines. So you're really getting ready to just leap unapologetically into your fullness. I was about to get a context and this card just stuck to my hand magnetically and went on the floor. So I'm going to take it. Throat chakra. The frequency of throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. So all of your peace and balance are hinging on this wise motion right now, divine masculines. To love, forgive, and to be brave. What advice can we see for the masculines? We're getting doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Exactly, that last line was to step forward without needing to know all the answers. How did it go? Divine masculines, take the leap without requiring life to assure you success. Release the need to know all the answers, divine masculines. This means you can make decisions based on your heart without having to defend or prove or validate any of it. You're allowed to just be you. Amazing. Okay, let's get into a daily reading. I'm going to do divine masculine and divine feminine 11-11 at the same time here with the shared space and a card from the After Tarot about where things are going. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through for the beautiful Twin Collective that joins me here. What can we see for all of these incredibly alive beings who believe in love, who want to keep believing in love, and who are crazy enough to watch my readings day in and day out, whom I love so much. And I keep doing this because we're all gonna get through this, to this amazing shift on the planet that's happening. I've got so many decks to shuffle. And we're doing the fourth one for the divine feminines, clarifiers coming through. What are the masculines and feminines thinking about these connections, feeling on the heart space for each other? What are they wishing in these connections? What are they doing towards union in these connections? What is the biggest challenge for each? What is the spirit guided solution to help out with that challenge? And where are things going in the near future? Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I did just open up a few more readings. If anybody is interested, there is availability in November. The last week in November has not been released yet, but everything else I believe has. So grab those if you want. All right, divine masculines, what are you thinking about these connections? Oh, kindness, unconditional friendship. So divine masculines are feeling like they can offer a little bit more than they used to feel free. Less strings attached. It's like they can trust the connections just a little bit more. I just heard that the feminines aren't going to bite their head off, or that they can, 1333, that they can just relax a little bit, knowing that it's up to them not to perceive things in certain ways. If they can retain their dignity, I just heard, but retain their own baseline. The divine masculines are realizing they can hold their own a little bit more in these connections that are so powerful. With that mother energy being cleared, the binding Freudian mother energy being cleared this year, the masculines are not falling prey to the wishes of the feminine on that same subconscious level that they used to. They're holding their own. Their thoughts are retained as their own. It's not this sort of hypnotic trance that the feminine puts them in anymore. They're realizing they've got what it takes a little bit more. What are the feminines thinking of the connections? The feminines are freeing their own creativity to envision a future without the masculine, if the masculine's going to show up or not. The feminines are still looking at certain goals, ideas, innovations that would be true for them whether their masculine shows up or not. What is the shared space? The world. Divine masculines are holding their own energy in this complete way, and divine feminines are mirroring that by making decisions or setting goals in their own right, regardless of the masculine showing up fully or not. Where is this going? I'm gonna have to put these, know which way I want to do it here. Yeah, like that. So that means justice in the reverse. So certain things that each twin has been thinking is unfair are being released. So the masculines used to give the feminine too much clout as far as would concede or cave and do what the feminine wanted, rather than hold their own and stay true to themselves, knowing that it's not against the feminine if they have a difference of opinion, for example. And the feminines are no longer needing their masculine to be in the picture for them to make certain decisions. That was unfair, that they were feeling held back by waiting on a masculine to make those judgment calls, to make those decisions. What is best for you, divine feminines, in your own right is what would be best in a scenario. Likewise, divine masculines. So what's happening here is that energy wants to self-organize, and so each twin is being asked to understand what works for them and not put it on the other one. In relationships, this is a beautiful template that's being set so that true affinity, compatibility align because of the natural decisions that each counterpart would make. It brings them into an organic alignment with those who are meant to align with them. So all of this thinking externally about the counterpart or a counterpart has been keeping things in a state of feeling at odds. When we do the things that we're guided to do in our own right, there is no at odds. It's just compatible or not. So there seems to be more of a completion of that. It's not against anyone. It is just the way harmonics work. It's a natural resonance with things that are actually compatible instead of trying to force things that are not compatible. I'm just hearing the guides say it can be a reverse psychology as well. There can be a resistance to things that are compatible. That is also going to be going away. Sometimes we reject things that are too compatible because we fear that we are supposed to have to work at things, or that things can't be that easy, or it's too good to be true. So that's the flip side, the shadow of advocating for ourselves, is that if that also happens to coincide with a twin or a romantic partnership, or with what we perceive the other one would naturally align with, we can be superstitious sometimes and not want to fully recognize the true compatibility, or heaven forbid hold back because we're afraid that it'll look like we're doing it for the other one, when really it's the thing that would be best for us, and it just uncannily fits with the counterpart. So there's both sides of that to look at. Okay, what is it for the masculines on the heart space for the feminines? They're wishing, I heard it's neither here nor there. This is a card of codependency, but also not feeling single. This is a card for wishing, but it's in the reverse, so it's like effortless. So there's this feeling of this effortless alignment. I believe this is the message that was just coming through about it being too good to be true or too compatible. Like things just magnetically manifesting rather than having to work at it. It's kind of like, is this a trick? Is this too good to be true? Is this really happening? So masculines are feeling like something that's going on in these connections is a little bit too weird to put their finger on, but they are observing it. Feminines, what are we getting? Oh, so what are the feminines feeling on the heart space? We've got soulmate and twin flame union, 1111. It's in the reverse though, but there is this idea that there is a synergy growing, that there are reunions coming in, that there is this progression towards union here, that there is more of a motion towards the twin. There's something happening here on the heart space where divine feminines are seeing the alignment also and curious if it's going to lead to more of a union or not. What is the shared space? 3 of Wands in the reverse. This is sort of, it can be impatience, but it's keeping an open mind, not needing to wait much longer. So what I'm hearing here is that immediately on the heart, there is an immediacy. There is when we step out of our own way, there is a very real and accessible energy here between the twins. It's like all I would have to do is say yes and bloop. Boop, boop, boop. That's a very interesting energy for both to be in, that it would be that easy. Plump. When was the last time that was in the energy? That shows there's so much clearing that's been done. There's so much processing and clarity being found. And as those things are cleared, it's more and more effortless. Okay, so where is this going? There is another card of reunion here on the table. 6 of Cups, but it's in the reverse. So it's more of a reconciliation within each counterpart's energy. So for divine masculines, you're really being asked to look at, do you have to tell yourself that this is too easy, that it's like coming to you too easy, so you shouldn't trust it? Can you reconcile this within your own perspective so that you can embrace how seamlessly the divine is wanting to hand you this love? And divine feminines, can you just accept the moment? Can you reconcile that you don't have to have a relationship all figured out and dialed in to feel safe? Can you just embrace the connection for the connection's sake? Can you just say yes to it and not need to know where things are going or how quickly they will go there? Can you just appreciate this? Can you come to terms with that? Can you be on that page within you, within your energy? What are the masculines wishing for this connection? They're basically wishing for all the things that are not true to be seen immediately. They want to understand what puts them off path, off course when thinking of this connection. What are the flawed logics? What are the things that they can just immediately stop wasting their brain power on? Wow, what an interesting message. What are the feminines looking at? High Priestess and the Artist. Kind of in a more yin way, the feminines are asking for everything except the essential to be gone as well. So what a cool message. It's like in the masculine analytical way, it's about the power of deduction. And in the feminine way, it is just this straight to source yin acceptance. But both are wanting to distill an essential understanding of this connection. What is this? the Eight of Pentacles. So I'm getting that this is both the inner work for each, but also the specialization that takes it to the next level. The masculines are no longer wanting to waste their mental resources on the things that don't matter, the things that aren't meant to be considered, that are a waste of time here. They just want to be able to rely on, depend on, take for granted. That's always so triggering to have that message come out. But they want to know that their divine feminine isn't a trick, that this divine feminine isn't too good to be true, that it's there, that you have each other's back, that there is camaraderie, loyalty, friendship, chemistry. It's all dialed in here so they can take their lives to the next level. And divine feminines, you're not wanting to worry about energy that doesn't match up with divine frequencies, so that you can take it to the next level. There is a collaborative taking it to the next level kind of energy here. The Eight of Coins is not the Ten of Coins that we come to as sovereign individuals. So it's more about the perspective that's shifting in each, that is allowing the individuals to take the Eight of Pentacles on towards being able to show up as Ten of Pentacles ready. So this is not about coming together fully at this time at the 8 level. It's about continuing the sovereign work to get to the 10. I think we just saw the other day that we're at the 8 level divine feminines, and we're not meant to put the Two of Cups in there in exchange for the foundational steps still being needed. Okay, Emperor. So this is the reason, the stability, the logic. This is the King of all kings. So if we're working on the 8, we're really, impeccability is coming up here. So divine masculines and divine feminines, we're really looking at the precision thinking, the accurate thinking, the impeccable free will, how to look at these connections as abundant and blessings, and for the gift they are, for the energetic lottery they are, not for the lower vibrational things, unless there is still some sort of learning to be had with that stuff. What are the actions of the masculines at this time? Wow, the Eight of Pentacles, freeing their minds from anything that is binding, limiting, any of the judgments against the feminine, reasons for holding back from first person or projected onto other. Masculines are doing the work to see clearly what these connections really are and if they offer the right fruit. So divine masculines are looking at the energetic fruit that these connections offer as validation to let go of fear. What are the feminines looking at? Wow, we have leap of faith and public victory, public awareness, common knowledge of the connections here. Both in the reverse, the feminines are looking at all of the reasons why these connections are not more recognized in the community at large. Friend groups, families, others. We have been getting some messages lately about the spiritual and old soul reasons these connections have not been brought into broad daylight. With the spiritual realization of the feminine, up until recent times, it has not been a safe feeling to be fully realized as a spiritual feminine creature in broad daylight, let alone a masculine acknowledging partnership with an incredible realized feminine. That used to be dangerous for all involved. But there's more to it. There is this compatibility. It's finding the new norms, finding the new polarized ways of showing up in feminine and masculine energy so that there can be a long-term balance struck. What is the shared space in this action? Curiosity, communication. So both twins are really defining certain new truths and paradigms, understanding things about themselves and about this connection that has created the growth, the progress, the validation. And communication could very well be happening either with each other. I do see that potential here for direct, indirect, or focused conversations about these themes of why the connection has been held back in the past, more in light of conscious connection and the paradigm shift on the planet. I'm also getting nudges that there will be some communication about how to team up, how to keep focusing on what really matters in life, how the skill set of both twins might unfold into business opportunities and abundance that way. And we get the King of Pentacles, the entrepreneur, the business, the commitment. So there is some collaboration about what can be productive in these connections and how the energy can be organized so that it can be of benefit, so it can be channeled, streamlined, and grow here. So the ego can be tempered and there can be a harness on this powerful energetic force that the twins create when coming together. That sexual charge, that energy, that's not an accident. That's the third energy that wants to be harnessed in these connections. There's so much contribution that can be made, so much light quotient into the world through these connections. So there does seem to be an opportunity to start having conversations about that. Now, that does not mean it's going to be at face value twins talking about these kinds of things. But for those who know, for those who see, for those who hear this reading, you might pick out certain things emerging, certain themes coming to the forefront, certain ideas or inquiries popping up. If you are in communication, you may have already started to see these kinds of the shift of focus from the romantic relationship to employment and abundance and innovation and ideas and shifting careers and all kinds of things that are going to bring a shared collaborative motion that are already sort of supporting each other this way. Interesting stuff. What can we see for the biggest challenge for the masculines? Taking the leap of faith to rule, to run their life on more than meets the eye. My card of the 3D in the reverse. So it's all about energetic living and jumping out of needing the security. I just heard false security of the 3D, more into the, well, there's a flower of life here in the water, into the depth, into the spirit-led, passionate living that is not afraid. The root chakra is healed. That there's more of a leap and the net will be provided. We got that message in the beginning. Divine masculines, you're being asked to let go of some of the false safety constructs that you thought the mainframe of society would offer you. It's time to really embrace this renegade energy that you are here to show the planet a better way in some regard. What are the feminine's biggest challenge? Missed opportunities and not knowing what the future will hold. Continuing to go forward and be comfortable with the uncertainty of not knowing if the masculine's going to come forward. Remember, we got the King of Swords to match this Queen of Swords when we were getting those messages originally about the feminines making decisions and setting independent goals that aren't including the masculine directly at this time. And so both are being asked to sort of navigate the 3D in their own right, on their own terms right now. And we do get the Hanged Man. So if the connections are not feeling like they've been coming together, it's because there's a divine intervention of sorts right now, keeping the twins sort of in their own lane right now so they can find their own truth about these independent things. So the masculines are being asked to really regarding their choices, to really trust their heart's knowing about what to do from here on out. And the feminines are also being asked to be that true to themselves as well. What's coming up in the future? Here's a masculine cutting the feminine out. So more communication where the divine masculines are coming in to free the feminines from certain possible misconceptions. I just heard what you don't see coming. This is the biggest challenge, feminines, is that you don't see something coming about your masculines showing up and actually expressing some truths that they've come to about the energetics, about the deeper things here. So this is a challenge right now. Divine masculines really going out on a leap of faith regarding business and shifting into purpose and mission. And the divine feminines are challenged by not knowing what will come next as well. What can we see for the solution for the masculines? Dropping the guard about separation. So these connections can make us superstitious, make the best of us superstitious, because they just don't seem to come together sometimes. When they're not meant to, it's almost impossible to gel, and plans end up being screwy, and things fall through, and last minute cancellations, and the hot and cold, the ghosting, the repelling energy. It can be a little crazy making. So divine masculines are being asked right now, you beautiful divine masculines, are being asked to keep trying. Just because things haven't run smoothly in the past doesn't mean that they won't now. And there's some sort of a synergy that immediately accessible. It's almost like for the first time, the synergy is there that will allow for a more harmonious connection, a more possible progress to come in. So divine masculines, you are being asked to drop your guard about the times where these connections have felt infuriating because they haven't been easy to come together. Divine feminines, what are you being asked to do? The Star and the Tower about these missed opportunities. Okay, it's going to come out of nowhere. Your divine counterpart is going to free you from some misconceptions, because your divine counterpart is going to push through this separation energy and surprise you with something. So divine masculines are going to bridge the gap. It may come out of nowhere, divine feminines, with this Tower, with the masculine coming in here. It could all turn on a dime and change overnight, I just heard. Ooh. What is the connective space? Yeah, stealth. There's something in the energy that's just potentially going to have some... I got goosebumps, everybody. When that happens, there is something big brewing. The divine masculines might knock the divine feminine's socks off with something that they've been secretly contemplating that they are about to share with you, divine feminine. This reading just took a totally, I'm a little bit euphoric feeling. There's something that just came through. Oh, Queen of Cups, intuition, psychic, intuitive energy here. Something's brewing, something's on its way. This is the solution, bringing in the forward motion. Divine masculines are being told to come forward to the feminines, and if they don't feel that right now, they're going to feel it shortly. It doesn't mean they're going to act on it. Some divine masculines won't feel brave enough to go for it, but some divine masculines, the majority here, are going to feel a push towards bridging out of separation, putting the guard down, coming forward, saying something, taking a leap of faith, saying they want to go for something. Maybe it's just filling in the divine feminine on a plan that's a bit atypical for them. Maybe it's a new level of connection and coming closer in some regard in your connection, divine feminines. But regardless, it feels like it's coming from the masculines to the feminines, and it happens in an instant, and it changes a lot. What is the direction of the connections in the near future? From the masculine side, Two of Cups and victory. It's like this kind of energy that can turn on a dime, and the love can therefore just suddenly be embraced fully on every level. This is in public. This is a masculine riding in to crown a potential partner after the karmic battle. So there is this brewing in the energy where the masculines are going to be coming forward to recognize this love. What are the feminine's energies? Ooh, the sun. Oh, the Five of Cups in the reverse. This is the grieving, mourning, loss card. In the reverse, we're looking at the love that was hidden there in plain sight all along and with full enlightenment. So this is where it's going. Somehow your divine counterpart is going to show you that the love has been there all along. Got the Two of Cups sort of pointed to in both sides. Again, stride for stride energy. What is the shared space of this? Gone but not gone. There's going to be some clarity about where your divine counterpart has been, what they've been up to, that they haven't been gone, even though it's felt like it, that there has still been this connection, that the love is still there, that it's recognized, that it stands the test of time, that it's unbreakable. Woo! It's just like coming out. Wow. What is this? This is the truth. King of Swords, the energy of this connection speaks for itself. There is a recognition here that's going to bring in a whole new level of confirmation that these connections are energetically real, valid, provable, known, trusted by each counterpart. It may not be that it is going to be fully recognized in the public, but there is an undeniable recognition in this reading. Okay, let's get, one of these cards. What can we know for the counterparts watching this reading? Transition and dynamic. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with grace and ease. Changing our mind with grace and ease, if we could just go with the flow and be able to change our minds on a dime, we would not have all this buildup. Jokes would be funnier. Music wouldn't be so painful when it's like gearing up for the drop. All that kind of stuff. This is beautiful. We're learning to go with the flow and allow transitions to be more graceful, more full of ease. Dynamic. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that's made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and joy. So ease and grace and joy. Ease and grace and ease and grace and ease and grace and joy. Okay, bye everyone.